Commission Chair Lesley Weiss for making this event possible. We are here together because we all share in the vision first promoted by my father, Rabbi Zvi Kestenbaum, last memory. My father was a remarkable man. He was intense, passionate, and highly principled. He was born on April 11, 1922, in a small town in Hungary during the war. He and his family were taken by the Nazis and held in several concentration camps, including Bergen-Belsen in Germany and Eisenstadt in Czechoslovakia. With God's help, he survived. He returned home after the war to a tragedy. His entire extended family, his parents, grandparents, my aunts, uncles, and cousins, his 2 brothers and 6 sisters, all had been murdered. He was the only surviving member of his family. It's impossible to understand how my father must have felt when faced with this inconceivable loss. But my father did not give up. Left alone, he asked himself, why did I survive? What purpose was my life meant to serve? He felt that God must have kept him alive to accomplish important and meaningful things. At that moment, he knew that he had been given a mission to help everyone in need in any way possible. This certainty became his purpose in life, and he stayed on that path firmly until the day he left us. As a community leader in Philadelphia, Brooklyn, my father quickly earned a reputation as someone who opened his home and his heart to anyone who asked for help. He was personally moved by any kind of injustice and misfortune. He knew there was nothing he could do to bring back the millions of lives that had been lost during the war. But their legacy, the cemeteries and holy places that had been destroyed, this could be recovered, restored, and preserved. He felt that it was his moral duty as a Jew to see that this was done. It is impossible to overstate the difficulty and the complexity of this mission. When my father first returned to Hungary in 1976, the Cold War was raging. Travel was hard. Facilities outside of major cities were almost not existent, especially for Orthodox Jews. Despite this challenge, my father immediately set about restoring the cemetery in his native town, Urfeld. My father did not understand the meaning of the word no. He pushed and flattered and convinced local officials to cooperate. He built relationships with the police to make sure that the graves would be watched. Today, the cemetery has been fully restored and protected. This was just the beginning. Over the following years, my father led the drive to restore over 50 cemeteries in Hungary, Poland, Romania, Russia, Czechoslovakia, even as far as Egypt. With my father's support and guidance, the Heritage Foundation for the Preservation of Jewish Cemeteries was founded. Working with the foundation, 220 cemeteries today have been fully restored. my father's effort continued and grew, he very quickly realized that the U.S. government needed to be involved, voicing his concern directly to governments overseas regarding the treatment and valorization of holy sites. With this in mind, the idea for the Commission for the Preservation of America's Heritage Abroad was born. With the usual energy and focus, my father enlisted the help of sympathetic member of Congress, the late Senator Edward Kennedy, and especially the late Representative Stephen Sower. The establishment of the Commission in 1985 and my father's service on the 4 presidents was without question one of his proudest accomplishments. My father's vision has inspired not just me, but also my brother Moshe and my son Joe. Both of whom work by my side. My wife, my sister, and my daughters are also with us today. We all take great pride following in my father's footsteps. At this moment, we are involved in several projects. Among them is the restoration and renovation of one of the largest Canadian Jewish cemeteries located in Oslo. Another major project will restore the Jewish cemetery in Oslo, Czech Republic. In connection with the Oslo project, I want to thank Ambassador Peter Yandelovich of the Czech Republic very sincerely for joining us today. In 2001, my father was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Over the next 12 years, until he passed away peacefully on June 5th, 2013, he never stopped moving forward. He followed the path he first saw in 1945, where he stood alone, surrounded by the destruction of war and the sorrow of his own personal loss. For all that he suffered, my father was never a victim. He was a survivor, a fighter, and above all, a visionary. There was always more to do, and never enough time to do it. He understood that however hard he worked, he could not succeed alone. And so he built organizations, networks, and coalitions. The fact that we are all gathered here today stands as the greatest tribute to his memory that I can imagine. And on behalf of